Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, speaking of him, Doctor Who, you had an amazing role on Doctor Who in Hellbent. What was it like being on that set? I mean, I know...
Mad. Bloody mad. So many years ago, I was young. So many years ago now. But I do remember it. I remember Capaldi, he was wonderful, really sweet. But, God, that costume was really itchy.
I can imagine.
That's what I remember about Doctor Who. The costume was really... And seeing the Dalek for the first time. They're massive things. Honestly, it's about as big as this. They're absolutely huge. They're terrifying. I'm not scared of them on screen, but in real life, bloody hell, it's a Dalek in the corner.
Just come rolling at you.
Yeah, exactly. And those sets are amazing. You know, there's not much money there at the Beat. And what they can do with a hose pipe, with a Hoover pipe... It's incredible.
Yeah, well, they got a bit more money now, thanks to Disney.
Yes, thanks to Disney. Now it's on Disney. Yeah, they've got a bit more money. But back then,
yeah.
But fun. It's really the art of storytelling and make believe, isn't it? You know, on a show like that. Yeah. Whereas like The Peripheral, which is also sci-fi, but massive budgets. You'd walk onto a set and you're like, oh my god, I feel like I'm actually there. Doctor Who, you sort of had to extend the imagination when you see, oh, that's held up with a bit of gaffer tape, but it looked great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Would you like to go back to Doctor Who? Because often actors do return to that show.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah, I think it could be fun. Depends what the part was. Yeah. It's always about the part. Because, you know, I didn't want to do Sex Education. I was like, no. Yeah. I don't want to do that show because it's going to spoil it for me. It's such a good show. Yeah. I don't want to dispel the disbelief. And they asked me 3 times about, oh God, go on then. And I had such a good time. I'm so glad I said yes. But it did dispel the disbelief. I didn't watch the season, the second series, until a couple of years later, after it was out.
I mean, I had that down. I mean, for me, I wondered if it is, you know, one of the most sex ed, one of the most important shows of our recent time. I mean, the representation, everything it did to kind of demystify sex. Yeah. How did you feel about the show?
It's brilliant. It's so clever. Laurie she's so bloody clever. Yeah. Because also it turns out to be a family show. It's something that you could watch with your nan. Yeah. You know, something in generation. I mean, yeah, it's brilliant, really, and iconic. And I think it will become an iconic show. And it'll be like, you know, people go back and watch reruns of Friends. Yeah. I can imagine it having, you know, what's it called, a long life. Like milk, long life milk.
Absolutely. And of course, Ncuti on that show, who's since gone on to be the Doctor. I mean, going back to what you said about how you just didn't see queer people on TV when you were a child, to now have a black queer man playing one of the most important roles on TV.
Black, queer, Scottish as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is. It's brilliant, and I think he's perfectly suited. I haven't seen it yet, but I am. I very shortly, once my building renovations and all the rest of it's happening, I'm absolutely going to delve into that world. Yeah. And I'm so glad also that Russell's back.
I know.
I'm super excited. So I'm really super excited to watch these great beings.
I know.
Do what they do best.
So good. Might be a bit of a cheeky one, but I know there were some rumours at one stage about yourself. Did you audition to be the Doctor at any stage?
Did I not? No, this is like, okay, somebody, the first I'm hearing about it. Do you know anything? Agent, do you know anything? No, I don't know anything about it either. You know, no. I think, bless, there were some fans who were raring for that to happen. But actually, I think it's perfectly, like, it couldn't be better cast. Yeah.
Absolutely, and also doesn't rule it out one day. I'm just saying.
Well, that's true.
Moving on to another one of my favourites. I've spoken to you about this over the phone. Bly Manor. Yeah. Oh, what a gorgeous story that was. I mean, what was your first reaction to seeing that script?
Honestly, I was like, why have they sent me this? She's so nice. I didn't play nice. Who is she? Hannah Gross. It was a tequila-fueled summer. I had met a girl in And, you know, some queer relationships move very fast. This one did. Turns out she was a narcissist in the end. Anyway, it was tequila fueled. We were partying. I had loads of auditions. I wasn't booking, which is weird because I always tend to book like every 4 or so. But I think I had about 20 auditions and nothing had come. But I didn't care because I was in love and there was tequila. And Hannah Gross came across my door and I went, "You what? Why have they sent me that?" And I wasn't aware of Flanagan's work. So I watched Hill House. And the tape had to be in, I think I'd left it, I think the tape had to be in the next morning or something like that, or I had to shoot it next morning. And of course I got to episode 5 of Hill House, and I was like, okay, just one more episode, just one more, because I've really got to learn these lines and then record it the next day. And I was gripped. So although I didn't think Hannah was the right person, that I was the right person to play Hannah Gross, because she was just so, she reminded me of the nurse in Romeo and Juliet. I thought, I'm just not that soft, sort of. I'm not that pudgy, you know. But then, yeah, getting that, it was one of the most memorable, beautiful roles I've had the honour of playing and working out with that cast and crew out in Vancouver. Like those memories. And Rahul Kohli, who's this like, he's like my little brother now. You know, he's such, I love that man. Amelia Eve to hear him shoot. Like, I had the best time on that show, yeah.
And of course, as they say at the end, it's, you know, you realise it is ultimately a love story, a lesbian love story. Yeah. What did that kind of mean to you? And I think it's been such a haven, that show, for gay fans.
Yeah, no, it's a lesbian love story, but I think ultimately it's just a story about love. You know?
Yeah.
And loss of love. And it's a story, yeah. Again, it's a story about love and lost love, missed love, opportunity to love. So it's bigger in the grand, and so it encompasses all sorts of love, right? Love of self, love for children, queer love. It's in its entirety. I think that's what that show does. And again, Mike is one of those. It's funny because he is a massive fan of RTD as well. Really? Yeah, I want to get them both in a room together. I'd love to get them both in a room together because I think that, oh my God, what they would create would just be incredible. Yeah. And Mike's a massive fan of Doctor Who.
Wow.
As well. Yeah, as is Kate Siegel, who's his wife. They're great. They're all brilliant people. They should definitely collaborate together. But where was I? Yes, Haunting of Bly Manor. I know that story, the lesbian story, it meant a lot to a lot of people. Yeah, but I think also some of the straight stories and the older story, like everything meant something to somebody, to every community. Everyone could relate to something in that show that spoke true to them.